When a battle-tested Marine lost her entire family in one night, she didn't break. She became one of the deadliest allies Frank Castle has ever had. Let's jump into the video and find out who is Rachel Cole Alves. Sergeant Rachel Cole Alves wasn't just another Marine. She was the kind of soldier the Corps quietly builds legends around. In Afghanistan, she led an engagement team under the 1st Marine Expeditionary Force, moving through villages where every doorway could hide an IED and every handshake could be a trap. She earned the Silver Star, becoming only the 3rd woman since World War II to receive the honor. Combat carved her into steel, but it also left her hungry for something she hadn't felt in years: peace. She found that peace in Daniel Alves, a trauma surgeon. Their wedding day was supposed to be the start of a new life. Instead, it became the moment everything was taken from her. Operatives of the OWL, fleeing a rising criminal syndicate known as the Exchange, crashed the reception. The Exchange didn't care who they killed to eliminate their targets. They opened fire on the entire celebration. Families, friends, Marines, everyone. 29 people died in seconds. Rachel survived the massacre, but woke in a hospital bed in a world where her husband, her family, her future were all gone. Her case caught the attention of the Punisher, whose NYPD informant was on the case. While Rachel fought through brutal physical therapy, she befriended Daily Bugle reporter Nora Winters. But beneath the small talk, Rachel was studying Nora's notes, piecing together the Exchange's operations and preparing for a war she knew she couldn't walk away from. When she was strong enough, it was time to strike. Disguised as a bellhop, Rachel infiltrated a meeting of Exchange directors in New Jersey. She moved through the room with a Marine's precision, eliminating every target with a cold efficiency. As the last body hit the floor, she found the Punisher standing in the doorway, targeting the same people for his own reasons. They both realized they were on the same team, and the encounter ended with the two going their separate ways and the Punisher telling Rachel to stay out of his way. But war has a way of forcing alliances. When both of their next missions went sideways, they saved each other's lives. Rachel sniping the men surrounding the Punisher, and the Punisher saving her from an ambush. Impressed by her discipline, her marksmanship, and her refusal to break, the Punisher brought her in. He listened to her story, weighed her motives, and handed her body armor marked with his skull. Their next operation pulled them into the orbit of Daredevil and Spider-Man. Daredevil had the Omega Drive, a disc containing intelligence on Hydra, AIM, Black Spectre, the Secret Empire, and more. He wanted the Punisher's help destroying it. Rachel joined the mission despite Daredevil's warning that Castle's war would consume her. They split into teams, hit every faction hunting the drive, and lured them all to Central Park at 3 a.m. But Rachel had her own war to fight. She stole the Omega Drive to use against the Exchange. But Daredevil tracked her down and talked her into giving it back. During the chaos, Rachel vanished into the night. She resurfaced only long enough to ask Nora for a favor, retrieve her wedding photo. But the Punisher intercepted Nora and forced her to give up Rachel's location. The Punisher confronted Rachel and beat her, lectured her, and forced her to burn the wedding photo, telling her a Marine couldn't afford distractions. It was cruel, but in the Punisher's mind, necessary. Their next mission took them undercover at a supervillain auction. Rachel nearly broke cover when she spotted Stephanie Gerard, the Exchange leader who ordered the massacre at her wedding, but the Punisher held her back. He told her to stay on mission and she would get her chance, and she did. They stole the adamantium casing from one of Dr. Octopus's tentacles and used it to bait Gerard into a meeting. Gerard accepted, confident she knew their plan. But the Punisher shattered her blast-proof windows with an adamantium-tipped bullet, flooding the room with gas. Rachel seized the moment and strangled Gerard to death. But Gerard's second-in-command, Christian Poulsen, snapped. He called 911 to frame the Punisher, then went on a killing spree. When the NYPD stormed the building, the gas and chaos made visibility impossible, and Rachel accidentally shot Detective Walter Bolt in the throat. She and the Punisher were able to escape, but the guilt crushed her. She confessed everything to Nora and stepped into the open, attempting suicide by cop. But the Punisher had sabotaged her gun and neutralized the snipers. He wasn't going to let her die. Not like that. Rachel was arrested. While awaiting trial, she was visited by the Black Widow in disguise, trying to extract the Punisher's location. But Rachel refused to give him up. On the day of her sentencing, the Avengers prepared for the Punisher to attempt a rescue, and he did. He outwitted Earth's mightiest heroes, stole one of Iron Man's suits, and rescued Rachel. With Wolverine's help, he got her out of New York before being captured himself. Rachel would later resurface in Los Angeles, continuing the Punisher's war on crime. When the Punisher escaped from a Costa Rican prison, he called the only person he could trust, Rachel. On the ride back to LA, something happened that Rachel never expected. The Punisher talked about quitting, but a fiery speech from Rachel reignited his resolve, and together they returned to Los Angeles. Rachel continues to adventure in the Marvel Universe. Well, that's the origin of the Marvel character Rachel Cole Alves. That does it for this video. Thanks for watching. Peace.